stubbornly high inflation suggests the Bank of England may have to hike its interest rate again in the near future, according to an expert. A global financial crash is on the cards if interest rates continue to rise, an expert has said. It comes as the Bank of England is warned another interest rate hike will tip the UK into recession. Experts have lined up to advise the bank not to raise the current rate of 4.25% over fears it will have a further chilling effect on business investment and push already struggling households over the edge. Central banks around the world have been fighting rising inflation for more than a year now by slowly increasing their benchmark policy rates. It came as the impact of China's zero-COVID policy on supply chains and Russia's war on Ukraine sent inflation soaring with energy prices rocketing and the flow of goods slowing. The Bank of England, BoE, is due to announce any further change to its bank rate on May 11. The U.S. Federal Reserve is to make its own rates decision on May 2 with the European Central Bank confirming its rate 2 days later. Dr. George Hulin, Finance Associate Professor at Coventry University's Faculty of Business and Law, told Express.co.uk there is a high risk hiking Britain's interest rate will slow down business investment even further. He said, "We have seen evidence since around last November that businesses and corporations significantly slowed down investments because of the high interest rate, and if this continues for much longer, we risk economic output not showing improvements this year, which could lead to a recession. Data shows clearly that as a country we sit on a very narrow fence between a recession and very small economic growth. Although it has sidestepped recessions so far, Britain's economy has stagnated over," he last year. Professor Emilios Avgoulias, International Banking Law and Finance Chair at the University of Edinburgh, told Express.co.uk if central banks increase interest. Asked if there could be a global recession if rates go any higher, Dr. Hulin said, "I am not too convinced it will be global like the 2008 one, though some countries such as the US, Spain, Germany, some in Asia, seem to have dealt with inflation quite well and they are now on quite a strong recovery journey." Dr. Nikolaos Papanikolaou, Senior Lecturer in Finance at Newcastle University Business School, told Express.co.uk higher rates have led to large losses in bank securities portfolios, triggering recent banking turmoil and posing a threat to financial stability. He cautioned, while the probabilities of an economic recession are now higher, the depth of a likely recession is expected to be modest. Dr. Hulin advised the Bank of England's rate setters not to change the UK's interest rate, saying in his view they should keep them as they are. He added, "The inflation levels we see at the moment are quite clearly not happening because people and businesses spend erratically, so there is no genuine need for the bank to extract cash from society. The inflation we experience now can only be addressed as a joint effort between the government and BoE, and raising rates further will not help. We have seen evidence of this over the last 10-11 months." He added that, given the slowdown the UK is seeing in corporate borrowing, he believed Britain is already seeing a significant negative impact of higher rates on the economy. Dr. Hulin said, "For the general population, we can see the housing market slowing down to almost a standstill, and for businesses we can see they really struggle to borrow, which has a massive impact on their ability to invest in further developing their processes, supply chain, and their overall resilience. Ideally, with the BoE having done so much on the interest rates side, it is now the job of the government to help generate real macroeconomic output and to address all the supply chain problems we experience as a country." Dr. Papanikolaou